Okay, before you say anything, yes, I plan on going back with a loaded weapon to the barber shop that did this to me. I mean, the fact that this is even legal is insane, and it's just time to take matters into my own hands. They have to pay with their lives. I mean, there's no other way to handle this situation. But yeah, this just happened. I got molested, took a lift home, and then opened Twitter, and I see a video of a woman who props her phone up on her kitchen counter and decides to tell the entire internet why she considered divorcing her husband. Interesting. Called me old-fashioned. I still don't like when I hear about people's intimate relationships through a TikTok, especially when it's someone airing out dirty laundry. I find it to be just a bit petty, a bit ghetto, a bit like keep it to yourself. The separation between private and public life is just growing thinner and thinner, and I don't like it. I also feel like people that aren't really reserved about this stuff, you just can't trust them ever. Anyway, let's take a look.
I've been with my husband for almost 20 years, but about 3 years ago, I was strongly considering divorce, and I want to talk to you about why.
Okay, pause. Why do you want to talk to me about why? Am I geeked? Does that not make any sense at all? You don't know who the fuck I am? You want to tell me about your divorce? This is digital accosting. You've stopped me in the middle of my scroll to trauma dump about your divorce. You're already in the kitchen, okay? If you wanted to make content this bad, if you were getting the TikTok itch, just record yourself baking cookies. Get ready with me to bake a batch of cookies or whatever, okay? I don't want to hear it. Hey, why don't you just scroll, man? It's not that serious. Okay, but it literally is, though. I bet all my fucking tokens, if it was your mom making a video like this, it would be that serious. I'm doing the world a favor by making this video, because one day you're gonna marry a woman or you're gonna marry a man, depending on who's watching this video, and neither of you are gonna make a fuck up like this because I told you not to. How about a you're welcome and a subscribe for the boy, all right?
I'm gonna tell you the story of the day where I thought to myself, maybe I don't want to do this anymore. My husband and I had 4 kids. We both worked full time. We had been together for 16 years at this point. We've been together since high school. And on paper, I have an amazing husband. He is incredibly supportive. He's kind. He's loyal. He's a great dad. He's very hands-on.
Hold on. On paper? What's the need for that qualifier? You're not gonna just, I'm not letting my boy get thrown under the bus, especially when his wife's recording a TikTok in the kitchen that he paid for. I'm sorry, I got you, bro. Let's just bro fist. Okay. You can't list all these great things about the man you chose to marry, but in the same sentence, minimize all those things by saying on paper. I mean, it seems like a small thing, but give the man his credit, bro. You made a 5-minute video talking about how you almost divorced this guy. Give the boy some credit, bro. Give him a fucking break.
He's an active participant. He's always present. Like, on paper, what else could I ask for?
On paper.
But in reality,
So were those things not in reality? SMH my head, bruh. Like, you literally just described all these great things, and then you just said, well, these great things are not reality. Okay, but they are. Okay, new rule. The kitchen is for cooking. No TikToks in here. How about no TikToks ever? I mean, this makes no fucking sense. Dude, boys, any married guys in my audience, is it this bad? There's no way it's this bad, right? I mean, this bitch is crazy, right? I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be fresh and fit here, but like, oh my God. All I'm gonna say is I hope this husband got some Red Bull. He gonna need some wings to fly out of that crib.
my experience is very similar to the experience of other women. I had this amazing husband who on paper was great, but I was incredibly frustrated and burnt out from our marriage and from motherhood. Because what happens to so many of us is that we marry these amazing.
Well, it doesn't make him not great. I just think that people get tired of people with time and you have to take certain breaks. You can love something to death, but it gets boring. I mean, you can't eat pizza every night. Pizza is great, not on paper, in reality, but if you have it every night, it just gets tiresome. This is a very simple concept called burnout, and it's being made to sound like this very complicated thing that requires attention and understanding. It's really not. It's like, I'm not a marriage counselor, and I'm not gonna act like an expert on this, but I am gonna say the way that she's framing it to be this thing that it isn't. It's a little comical.
Amazing men, and we have amazing relationships, and then we have kids. And when we have kids, women tend to carry a disproportionate amount of the work in the home, the work of raising kids, and the mental load. And that is exactly what happened to us.
Right.
About 3 months after my 4th baby was born, I remember looking at my husband and saying, I need more. I need you to do more. I am exhausted. I am in charge of everyone and everything in this house. Every night when we cook dinner, you ask me what to make. Every day when you drop off the kids at daycare, you ask me what they need in their backpacks. I am the project manager of this home and I need you to do more. And he looked at me and he said, okay, just tell me what to do. Right? Every woman has heard this. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it.
Dude, I can't believe this. I can't believe we're watching this. I mean, this is a woman who was tired of the husband not giving her credit or not helping her pack her kids' lunches. And it warranted a 5-minute hit piece on him. This dude got a content cop made by him on his own wife because he didn't help with dinner. I'm sick, dude. I'm so fucking sick. What do we do?
And I said, okay, something that would make my life easier is if in the mornings when I came downstairs with the 4 kids, because I do mornings by myself,
right?
The dishwasher was emptied, the dishes were put away, and the trash.
Dude, she literally just said, put the fries in the bag. Hey, just put the dishes in the cabinet, little bro.
Trash was taken out. That would make my life so much easier because when I've got the 4 kids running around and the baby crying, I can't be looking for their favorite water bottle in the dishwasher. I just need to know it's clean.
Oh my
And he said,
God.
yeah, of course. What? Yeah, I'll do that. That's no problem. And so, of course, he does it. But then I have to remind him, and then he forgets.
There's this, TikTok has made people think that their lives are far more interesting and far more important than they actually are. There's the video is why I almost divorced my husband of 16 years. Wow, 16 years. That's a long time to be married and must be a sign of a strong, loving relationship. How could something like that have ever been in jeopardy? Did he do something crazy? Did he steal from you? Cheat on you? Lie to you? Okay, hold on. It's a minute in and we're talking about dishwasher duty. Okay, it's 2 minutes in and we're talking about packing the kids' lunch. I'm gonna go on a whim here and say, I don't know if it's that deep. Now look, I'm not gonna just fully trash this girl, cause at the end of the day, things add up, if it's a long day of doing all these chores and you feel like you're not getting help, it sucks. Excuse me. But even in the most dramatic interpretation of the events described in this TikTok, I'm still eating a nothing burger, right? Or if it is a something burger, it's not a something burger for TikTok. So either way, number 1, TMI. Number 2, you starting the video off with you guys need to hear this, and then it's like my husband couldn't do dishes, didn't need to hear it. Number 3, take it to a marriage counselor if it's really this bad or was this bad. I don't know if she did. It doesn't seem like she did. I don't know. Let's just finish this.
And then I have to remind him again. And there was this one morning where I woke up.
Oh no.
And I went to put something in the trash.
The day of reckoning.
It was overflowing.
Fuck.
And I went to get my son's water bottle. And it was in the dishwasher with all the other clean dishes. And I felt so disrespected and unseen and unvalued.
There are 9/11 survivors that are less dramatic about what happened than she is about what happened to her. The way she described the trash overflowing had the same delivery and tone to what I can only imagine would be someone's recounting of watching a tower crumble in front of their eyes. And it's ridiculous. Now I know that's like a there's children starving in Africa kind of point. But here's the thing, guys. I needed to hear this, as she said. So if I needed to hear this, I also need to respond. I need to give my input on such a striking matter. The worst day of her life. I mean, the day that she remembered from 3 years ago was no meme. Like, her son's water bottle was in the dishwasher. I mean,
at that point in time. And I remember texting my husband being like, what happened? Like, why didn't you do this? And he said, sorry, I was running late for work. And I remember thinking, oh my God, he doesn't see me. Because what he's done has now made me late for work. And he doesn't care about that. He doesn't care about the impact on me. And he doesn't see how every single thing in our home happens because I ask him to do it, or because I do it myself, or because I planned and organized it. The diaper bag is full because I filled it, right? I put the wipes in there. And I felt so frustrated. And I remember thinking, what's the point? What's the point of doing this with someone else? I might as well just do it alone. And it's not because my husband didn't love me or he did anything to me. And it's not because I didn't love him.
Right.
But because I felt so taken advantage of in our relationship. And this dynamic.
Taken advantage of. He said, I was running late to work. Sorry I couldn't move the garbage. And you felt taken advantage of. Dude, this guy is going to work like he does every single day and forgets to do some minuscule task involving the location of trash. Little did he know, he basically bombed this person according to the vibe of the TikTok. I mean, he may as well have amputated her arm with the way that she's describing it. I mean, in no world should there be this amount of like writer's craft into describing a recounting of the day that garbage was moved.
It doesn't happen by accident, right? It's not like my husband did it to me, but we've been raised in this society that tells men and women who they should be in marriages and what
God.
it looks like to be a good mom versus a good dad.
Okay. No. Let's stop this right here. This is not a gender norms thing. This is not a boys like blue, girls like pink, fire trucks versus Barbie dolls thing where we're dissecting the gender roles and what we're expected to do and stuff. This is as simple as there's a lot going on when you have 4 kids. Your husband was running late to work and had to get out the door ASAP, forgot about something that he didn't usually think about involving garbage or a water bottle, right? And this led to you, because it maybe has happened a few many times, to feel unseen or unheard. And you, because you are insane, are tying this back to gender roles. You're a stay-at-home mom, he goes to work, it ends there. If you want to talk gender roles, it ends there. There is literally zero case to be made that him forgetting the dishes or the trash is based on a societal expectation of him to not hold that as a priority. I guarantee you, he just forgot. It's that simple. Dude, I need to see this woman's husband. Like, at this point, that's all I care about. It's the big reveal. I have to see the amount of damage that's been done to this guy. Like, is he gonna look like he's on 1 HP? Because it sounds like he's on 1 HP from what I'm hearing. You just know this guy's like a D&D guy. He goes with his friends anywhere on any sort of vacation or trip or outing, and his phone is just on D&D perma, because the moment that it's not, it's just 15 calls back to back to back talking about some, we're all out of diapers! Honey, can you stop and get diapers? No, I'm blackout drunk. If I think about the most undignified things ever, like probably number 1 is faking your own death, but then you look at this and you get it, you know? I mean, sometimes you gotta fake it. If this is what you're dealing with, you might have to fake your death. Some freak accident, like you're with your friends at like the Dave Blunt's concert and you construct this amazing alibi that he stage dove and, you know, you died of suffocation. Instant death, like the seismic wave of the Dave Blunt's slam is just too much, right? And the wife, obviously, she's gonna believe that. No, he's gone. Fuck you, Dave Blunt. I would have to fake my death.
We know the bar for moms is way up here and the bar for dads is way down here. And we fell into these norms. We fell into these roles in our family despite the fact that we never wanted to. And I'm lucky, and I say lucky because I have a partner who I know loves me and wants me to be happy and was willing and able to change. And so we did the work to figure out what equity looked like in our relationship. And I can tell you now, 3 years later, that we are happier than ever. Our kids are thriving.
Equity.
Our home runs like a well-oiled machine. And that took a lot of work. I want to say it took like 18 months to get there. And it was well worth it. But it is not uncommon. And so if your wife is coming to you and she's saying, I'm burnt out by the mental load and I need you to do more, she's not just saying that because she wants you to do more chores. She's saying that because truly, it can hurt your relationship. It can ruin.
I'm gonna keep it 1,000 billion% real. What that means is you have to work harder as a man to get more money to get a fucking babysitter. Like, just pay a nanny, dude. If your wife is complaining this much, just send her to like a fucking massage or send her on like a girls trip or something, okay? Or just you two go get an Airbnb for like a week or, you know, like a few nights. Just chill, get wine drunk, you know, relive the good old days. Nanny comes back, you're back. It's back to normal. Like, that's what you need. You don't need to 18 months of this. I'm just saying that's what I would do. I feel like that's not crazy. You know, I feel like all you need is just a little break, a little wine, a little drinking, or just get one of your relatives, you know? If you're like mom, dad, maybe you got like a niece or a nephew who's like 16, 17, needs to make some extra money. Boom. There you go. Problem solved.
Is coming to you and she's saying, I'm burnt out by the mental load and I need you to do more. She's not just saying that because she wants you to do more chores. She's saying that because truly, it can hurt your relationship. It can ruin your marriage if you do not participate in an equitable way in your home. And so what does that look like?
An equitable way.
What does it look like to change these dynamics? Well,
it looks like just putting Cocomelon on the screen and hypnotizing your kids and all your problems are solved.
We need to really assess in our homes
what
the work looks like. Because in most homes, the data supports this.
I feel like I'm in the principal's office.
Women do a disproportionate amount of the work. They just do. They do more of the cooking and the cleaning and the laundry and the childcare while also working full time. And men have more time for things like their hobbies, like golf, for example, or just
like
working
golf.
out, running a marathon, right? And so we need to have hard conversations about what our time looks like, what our labor in the home looks like, what is invisible labor. We have to talk about these things. And when we don't, the alternative is that you no longer have a marriage.
Wow. I'll catch that last thing she said. What was that?
About what our time looks like, what our labor in the home looks like, what is invisible labor. We have to talk.
Invisible labor? What is invisible labor? Like telekinesis? I'm gonna clean up everything with my brain. Ooh, it hurts. Oh, it's invisible labor. What is invisible labor? What? I mean, what the? We just invented shit, bro. This sounds like DC Comics. That shit sounds like the new Marvel Rivals character, bro. When is invisible labor being added to the game? It's like the the Marvel Rivals Sombra ripoff. He's just invisible, doing all this labor, hacking health packs.
Talk about these things, and when we don't, the alternative is that you no longer have a marriage, or you don't have a happy one at least.
Right.
And so I share this story because I don't
Let's hear the because. Why do you share this story?
think I'm alone in this experience, and I want people to know that there's hope, and that if you have a willing and able partner, you can change this. You can absolutely change this dynamic.
That was certainly a video. Well, this reply to this, so the video got 31 million views, and there's a reply here that says a 5-minute video of her ranting about how overworked she is. Maybe spend less time looking for attention online and more time focused on your family. I was worn out listening to 30 seconds of this. I can't imagine how worn out your husband must be. And this guy says, you missed her point. She's communicating about a rough patch in her marriage and what she and her husband did to grow through that time. And then several years later, they were still together and doing well. She's trying to help women who feel overwhelmed. Could have been accomplished in a 20-second video. Could you even imagine the husband making a video about his needs and divorcing her over not changing her daily habits and routines to accommodate him? Legit couldn't make it through a minute of this. So like, here's the thing. Is it the worst video ever? Certainly not. This is just like a, I don't know, it just feels super invasive. I don't even know if the husband co-signed this. I want to make sure he's doing well. And I think you guys get where I'm coming from on this. I mean, it's geeked, bro. It's just geeked. Dude, oh my god, this person is like actually famous. What the fuck? Candace Horbacht. She's on Rumble? Bro, what is this person? Rising anti-Semitism. Why are we ignoring the elephant in the room? Divorce parties, man-hating, and motherhood unveiling the toxic trends? Anti-sex? What are these? What is this content? I've never heard of this person. I just saw that one clip.
Hi, I'm Candace Horback, and if you're like me, you know the best way to get to know someone is to get intimate.
Did you guys catch that?
You know the best way to get to know someone is to get intimate.
Am I on drugs?
That's why on my show, Chatting with Candace, you get to hear real stories from famous friends,
Real stories.
colleagues,
okay.
as well
Opposed to storytime YouTubers.
as professionals and experts who
Andrew Gablick, what did he
join me
make?
to share
Founder
their
of
incredible-
telepity.com. What the fuck is telepity.com? Well, I mean, why, what is the, who are these people? What did they make? This is all fake. None of these people are real. This is all fake. This can't be real. I mean, what industries are these in? What are these business moguls, these entrepreneurs? This has to be just like fake business, dude. They're fake jobs.
incredible stories that make them the groundbreakers and influencers that they are today. Today we have
Their profession is a groundbreaker. Hey, I'm a groundbreaker. What do you do? Yeah, I'm a groundbreaker.
Dr. Deborah So, Gad Sad, Mia Malkova. Thank you so much for giving me some of your time. Join me with each guest as we learn that what we think we know is never the whole story, and that the only way to satisfy your curiosity.
Wait, hold on. I totally skipped over that. Wait, hold on. Mia Malkova is just a porn star.
Mia Malkova.
Yeah, literally just, okay.
Thank you so much for giving me some of your time. Join me with
She also, I mean, what kind of like resume is this? You know, sometimes I talk about the rise of anti-Semitism, and you know, after that, we'll get Mia Malkova on here to talk about the time she was titty fucked. Okay, this is great stuff, dude. What the fuck is this?
people put you in this box, and that's all you're allowed to be.
Surmount, overcome my
What the fuck is this? I'm done.
and do something with my life.
For a lot of people.
What is like? I'm so done. These people are not real. This isn't real. I'm having a fever dream, dude. This is. No, we're done. Now, speaking of terrible TikTok moms, we have to talk about Ash Trevino. She is the worst one by far, and her live streams are going to be haunting her children for the rest of their lives. Her entire online presence is the fact that she is a chaotic, completely unstable person that is making horrible decisions. And yeah, I mean, just take a look. People know who this is. I have no idea who this is. Apparently this is like a big thing. Like this is like a big deal on TikTok, and I kind of have like no idea what it is. And it's this mom. She's the worst mom like ever made. And there's some pretty bad moms out there, but she's like the worst one ever. And there's like a whole iceberg. I'm not ready for this.
So I first started actually my TikTok back in 2019. I was actually a prison wife. That's why they call me the inmate hopper.
She married a man in prison.
Sure.
Why? This is her second marriage in prison. Oh.
Wait, so like he was behind bars when she proposed? Like he's in prison? Or like, what does this mean? Like literally she went to the jail and was like, I want you.
My God.
I just had this thing to be with somebody
Ash only dates inmates, and how her prison... Are you fucking kidding me?
incarcerated. Like, I don't know, I liked bad boys, okay? I just date inmates.
I like bad boys. You're 40. You're 40.
You're my 30th.
This is like you can say I like bad boys when you're like in middle school. Like you have like the Justin Bieber poster hung up when it's like come on, dude. Bad boys?
Inmate, did I not tell you that? I swear, I've been with 30 inmates. You don't know me. I'm not like your baby mama.
Her ex-husband killed someone, by the way. Oh, okay. Well, I guess he's a bad boy.
Not like any of these other
She
females
proposed from the barn. There's too much here. We gotta let this play.
who give their kids up and go choose the party life over my kids. Guys, this is what the life of partying fucking does to you. Like, you wake up at whatever time, you literally don't
This is a
eat,
mother?
you drink. My kids have never been taken away from me. My kids have always been with me, and a lot of y'all spread rumors and say that CPS took my kids from me. Baby, CPS has never taken my kids. Yes, I've had like 20 CPS cases.
So I'm to view that as a good thing? That means that you are on thin fucking ice. Like what? Why admit this? 20 CPS cases and somehow you barely are there? Like that may as well be just as bad. You know what I'm saying? Like that means your kids are fucking miserable. There's just not enough to get them from you.
This social media stuff has ruined my relationship with my family. And I know.
I feel like the social media stuff probably is not as bad as you marrying a murderer, as someone in my chat said. But that could just be me. Who knows? I mean, social media is poisonous. Is it as bad as killing someone? Up for debate. But, you know, she clearly has a good head on her shoulders.
Like, what ruined it was whenever I flashed my, you know, I am not jealous of my daughter. I told her, get that bag, baby. You are young. Get it right now while you can. And you won't ever have to work. But if y'all are not following my daughter, go ahead and go give her a follow, you guys.
It's not even for that reason, to be honest. I feel like some of their friends are jealous because of the life that they have.
You can't compare my parenting to y'all's parenting.
Do you think that maybe sometimes she can exploit situations to get views? I'm gonna be real, yeah.
I want you to close your eyes, take a
I feel like it's very disturbing when you mix and utilize your children and your content. You cannot bring those two things together, like, ever, and for it to be positive outcome for the children. Even Ryan's World, like, if you look at the best case scenario, you have a kid who's thrust into fame at such a young age while they're still developing, that before they can even realize they're a star, like, the psychology of always being on camera and always having to perform and to meet up to some expectations, like, those are going to have long-term impacts on these kids. Like, they're inept. Like, in no way does it go good. And from what I understand and from what I've seen, all of these clips are live. So it's not just like Ryan's World where he can take breaks and eat chicken nuggets in between him being forced to like tap dance or whatever the fuck he does. Like, this is all live streamed. That's even worse.
Take a deep breath and picture this. You're a younger teenager browsing the internet and suddenly you come across white teeth, dimples, that smile. He's a big TikToker. He has no idea you exist, but you can't help it. You have a crush. Giddy, excited, knowing nothing will ever happen with him in a million years, but just having fun, daydreaming. You show your mom this cute guy, hoping to have a bonding moment with her. But the next thing you know, your mom has not only DM'd your crush, but started a public relationship with him, constantly live streaming their conversations. That mom is Ash Trevino, and today we're gonna
Yeah, don't do that. Just don't do that. Especially, it's like, think of the kids. Is it that hard to think of the kids? Raw, next question. Okay, wow, lots to unpack there. Let's not even do that. Let's leave that box permanently unpacked. We're not unpacking that. This is so disturbing on so many levels. I just don't understand why you as a mother have decided that this is an appropriate way to bring your children up, but...
Attempt to figure out what the actual hell is going on.
I'm sorry to the Mexicans, okay? I will never use that.
Hispanic community.
Oh, the Hispanic community. I will never use that word again or any racial slurs towards y'all.
Or
like, what? The literal, like, shit-eating grin. The smirk. I won't do it again.
just don't use any
Yeah, of course you will.
racial slurs.
Okay, I just said okay, I won't.
And this is what
Right.
we know.
Uh-huh.
So we have finally arrived at the Ash Trevino corner of the internet. It is
Forced
very
apology.
strange.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, you know it's bad because the internet views racial slurs pretty high up on the naughty list. When you have that little self-awareness to understand that saying those are gonna negatively impact your career, yeah, I mean, it's Where do you even begin? Like, you haven't even began the tutorial of internet. This is like level 1 shit, especially if you're a mother.
Around here, this is by far one of the most
Did she say the N-word? I have no idea, but she was smiling when being told not to say slurs again, and so that probably means she said them again.
highly requested topics that I've had in a long while. So, I mean, thank you for that.
I regret it.
I'm disgusted
I'm disgusted in
disappointed in you.
myself.
So I'm gonna start this off with a warning, y'all. This woman seems to lie a lot, allegedly. This story is gonna dive into some of the most chaotic, also sometimes very dark things possible. We're talking about inmate hopping, horrific parenting, the fascination of dating much younger men, and an unhinged night out that led to multiple
getting
arrests.
arrested.
And that's just an average Tuesday.
Nice.
Everything is times three. Everything is times three. Stephanie, let's go, Trisha.
But first, oh, hi there. Hello, hello, hi. It's
Hi.
my face again. Swoop. If you're seeing me for the first time, welcome. My name is Swoop, and I'm a documentary filmmaker, commentary creator, and I make what we call Swoop docs on complex stories, true crime.
I mean, this is already beyond saving, and we're not even into, like, this is a 2-hour video. It's 3 minutes in, and it's I mean, like...
And social media influencers who abuse
What
their
is there
power
to
and
do?
manipulate audiences because, as I always say, it's not
Here's the thing, like, what's the audience manipulation? Like, this is like, when you watch FouseyTube, for example, because I think he's a good comparison, right? FouseyTube is a guy who is severely mentally unstable, and every time he goes on these manic live stream episodes where he's live 24/7 for, like, weeks on end, he cracks, he spirals, he breaks down, but he's not, like, is he begging for money during any of these? I don't think so. I mean, he's getting money for sure, but he's just, like, live. He's just, like, doing crazy shit. Is there, like, an e-begging aspect to this? Like, what is the audience manipulation aspect? Like, is she just ruining her life and then asking her fans to be the safety net? How does she have fans, by the way? Like, is that real? Like, is there fans? So many questions.
drama, it's dangerous. Here we emphasize critical thinking.
Fousey at least entertaining? Well, he's been in the game for a while and he's severely mentally ill, so entertaining is just what, you know, entertaining is what you can call watching a person spiral. It's like entertaining in the same way that Kanye is.
And also present different perspectives, play devil's advocate, and sometimes, depending on my mood, sometimes we take it to Petty University. And honestly, this whole story might already be there, so a class in session. I also have a second channel called Swoop 2 where we take mini dips into basically whatever the hell I want to talk about. Here we deep dive, there we dip. All right, real quick before we dive into this unhinged story, let's get comfy and cozy and talk love and how MeUndies is here to make this Valentine's Day.
No. Who is Ash? That's what I've been wondering.
That most of you know a thing or two about
I
Ash
don't.
Trevino
I literally
already,
don't.
But
who is she?
What is the truth? So the story that has been put out there is this. Ash Trevino was born Ashley Garcia in Texas.
So she
Ash
just
graduated
renamed
high school
herself?
in 2007, and shortly after, married her high school sweetheart, Israel Izzy Gress. Then in 2009, at just 19 years old, Ash gave birth to her first daughter, and then in 2020,
Jesus, so her daughter is like in her 20s now, right? Because if she's 40 and she had birth at 19, so the daughter is like 20 years old or 19 or 18.
12 at age 20.
So she's like fully aware of what's happening. So she's like legitimately tied to this madness as it's happening and is cognizant of the fucking like shit that her mom's doing.
she gave birth
Jesus.
to her second
Daughter's
daughter.
about 16? Okay, well, still, that's like very much aware of what's happening. 16 is TikTok age. Like, that is For You page prime.
In 2015, Ash and Izzy separated and then finalized their divorce 2 years later, making Ash a single mother of two at just 27 years old.
I'm single, you guys.
Now, let's be real, that's a whole lot for one person to go through at any point in life, let alone in their teens and like
Totally
early 20s.
tubular.
And honestly, like, we can't truly know what went on behind closed doors. But what she has given us is a pretty extensive digital
I think that you can look at what has happened now and fill in the gaps of the story. Like, although we don't have, because thank God TikTok wasn't around during those years, you can pretty reasonably assume with what we have now and what's been broadcast to the entire world through the copious hours of live stream content of utter exacerbation of her own life, and reasonably assume that there's some similar character flaws that have applied to this past. You know, that's like a pretty fair assumption, I'd say. I mean, if TikTok was around during when this shit all happened, I mean, she's obviously doing this shit then, right?
like exhaustively extensive.
I've already seen his pee-pee, and he's already seen my nunu. Okay? Drink water. Water's for fishes. Oh my guys, I had to end that live. She stole one of my biggest gifters, bro, and I don't think that's right.
So while Ash today has gained a level of infamy from her
Water is for fishes.
unhinged addiction to social media, it was in 2015 that Ash Trevino started her Instagram account, and it's actually completely vanilla compared to her TikTok persona, but
What
there's
is
a
that
few
real
recurring
comparison?
themes in her posts that we still see today. So I'm talking like, you know,
Yeah. This is just like, this is a photo that was taken recently, but it looks like it was taken pre 9/11. Like, this looks like lost media, dude. Holy shit. There's like some random imprint of a fist that flew through that drywall. You got bleach on the ground, a rolled up rug. Wow. I mean, this is certainly something. This is a time capsule. Chopped shit. She literally lives off hot Cheetos, bean dip, junk food, and soda. Well, based on what I'm seeing, I can assume you're probably onto something.
tons of photos of her kids, photos of her nails and purses, and like
When you got
a million versions of like kind of the same selfie. But she also wasn't shy about posting about the hard times in navigating her divorce and co-parenting. Quote, "Can my day get any worse? So mad Israel got daughter from daycare without me knowing. Then he goes and eats lunch with the other daughter. I know y'all think it's a good thing, but when he doesn't pay his child support and don't get his kids on the days he is supposed to, it pisses me off because all of a sudden he wants to be."
So what I said earlier about her not being able to post this on TikTok just meant that she was going to post it on Facebook instead or Instagram instead. So there is just, so I was right. So there was, in lieu of TikTok, Instagram came through. And no, it is on Facebook. It's on Facebook to Instagram. Can my day get any worse? So mad Israel got blank from daycare without me knowing. Then he goes and eats lunch with blank. I know y'all think it's a good thing, but when he doesn't pay his child support and don't get his kids on the days he's supposed to, pisses me off. Like, what do you want Instagram or Facebook to do with this information? Snitch? Like, what? This guy is not fucking, he's not a good father, and you're an equally worse, if not worse, mother.
Dad of the year. I don't think so. I have been doing it alone for a long time. Now, if you know where the story is going, it is so easy to just kind of like jump on all of the negatives. That's what most of the content made about her is, like, it's just all of the negatives. But in this specific moment, I'd love to take a step back and change our perspective.
Well, but that's like her, like that's her putting this out there. That's her taking this Facebook paragraph about the ongoing nuances of her relationship with her high school sweetheart and saying like, yeah, you know, the child support, the dynamic, it's not going well, and I'm going to put this all out here. I mean, like this is her own fault.
Potentially a little bit. There's actually kind of a lot to unpack just right there alone, right? Ash alludes to the fact if what she's saying is true, they had a custody agreement that he broke, which could potentially have legal implications. So not only are the girls having to A, adjust to life with divorced parents, potentially, B, face potentially lasting psychological and maybe even emotional distress from their father not showing up for...
What a sick paint job.
designated visits. If what she's saying is true, then I would be pissed too, right? To be as fair as I possibly can.
Yeah, I guess in order to be fully neutral, like if the guy's a piece of shit, and this is pre-TikTok days, that probably did end up influencing her, and like, you're a product of your environment, and if your first love broke your heart for the first time, and in the words of Bieber, it's gonna fuck with you. And I think that the seeds were already there. Like, she kind of was probably programmed this way, but then he ended up making it all worse, he kind of set the dominoes in effect.
Ken starting out on a woman that, wow, does she just, Now, she also hints at new dating exploits, including one relationship that got serious enough that she decided to make a permanent commitment. Yes, nice. That's a tattoo of a guy's name.
Was this the same guy? It's a new guy, yeah?
Permanent commitment. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
That's a tattoo.
Is his name Dre? It looks like Dre,
tattoo.
Yeah? Or Drew?
Of a guy's name.
Dick? Is it D-I-H?
Permanent commitment. Yes, that's a tattoo of a guy's name, taking up the majority of her arm. Spoiler alert, it didn't last long. Here's a photo posted about 1.5 years later with the caption, "Gonna do me from now on and focus on what's important. Hashtag single mom." Listen, I get it. Okay, many of us have been there. The wonderful thing about Ash, though, is not only did her hashtag gonna do me come with confidence, it also came with a bunch of FUs to the haters. Now, despite it being my favorite thing when someone calls women females, very fresh and tit. Fresh and tit! Ha! That's funny. Maybe I should just call them that. Fresh and fit. That's what I meant to say. It's very fresh and fit.
I mean, I don't know what it has to do with this, but when it comes to stopping the haters, Ashley Garcia's feeling amused. It's so funny how females that don't know how... Wait, hold on. It's so funny that females that don't know me and talk to me have my name in their mouth. If I wanted or had your guy, I would try, but I don't. I'm happy where I'm at, single, so do me a favor and leave my name out your mouth. I'm an adult and a mother, and I have no time for this BS. Okay, so let's unpack this here. So we've been posting about our personal life since 2015 actually, goes further back here. This is ancient history. Like, literally, I was playing FNAF earlier. This is almost the same age as Five Nights at Freddy's. That is insane. And we're surprised that people, because considering everything you're posting about your personal life is all negative, and I'm sure some of that falls back on you, and people are going to comment that because you're inviting them to. You're going to get mad? Interesting.
Females, very fresh and tit.
Yeah, okay, fresh and fit.
This was referring to, because while in the land of critical thinking, we always give, a nod to innocent until proven guilty here, just like her besties, the police. Hashtag back the blue. Now, I'm just gonna say this. Remember this post, people. Remember the hashtag.
She said... Okay. Hate seeing all the hate in this world hits so close to home, especially when I know a cop, and it's sad it's come to this. I mean, this is gonna it's funny to say black the blue if then what eventually ends up happening is her legal battles with said police, said blue that she does not back. And CPS getting called 20 times, 20 run-ins. Yet somehow 20 scot-frees. Love that.
The blue. Now, I'm just gonna say this. Remember this post, people. Remember the hashtag back the blue, because this will not age well. Neither will another thing that I'm going to leave just right here. Bitches be like, we all the same N-word and used to beef. So I'm gonna swallow up my stuff and put the N-word conversation aside, because I lived through January. I just need a break. But there is something about the way Ash freely uses Instagram, like a 16.
Raise your hand if you're sick and tired of these hoes. Ladies, be careful with this thirsty bitch. Okay. I mean, I'm sure you made the fake Facebook. Let's be real. This is definitely her Facebook.
Year-old Facebook.
Didn't she admit to pulling her daughter by the hair too? Well, I mean, listen, like, she's tired of these hoes, and her daughter, I guess, falls under that category, and therefore is gonna get a bit of yanking. And tugging on the hair. What can you do? She probably learned from her abusive ex or something, right?
Hasn't entirely changed over time. There's a sort of kind of like impulsive self-confidence that often seems to transcend the idea of self-awareness or introspection, all at the expense of some personal growth. But is there more to it than that? It's hard not to look at Ash's hundreds of selfies and mismatch of captions referring to dating to piece together that she had a tumultuous love life after her divorce from Izzy. Now, I did want to say just a quick sidebar. Unfortunately, it has been confirmed that Izzy passed away in June of 2024. So I just want to acknowledge that Ash and Izzy's daughters lost their father very recently, which I imagine...
Which is definitely going to be comorbidity when you look at the amount of pressure and stress and just the amount of negativity that she's brought onto these already grieving children. Yeah, I mean, it's tough to really think about this person as just a freak show and like a FouseyTube type figure, because FouseyTube, I mean, that's going to be a comparison I'm going to fall back on, because when I think of people that are self-destructing and like just completely spiraling in front of tens of thousands of people, like he's what comes to mind first, right? So the comparison there, I'm gonna use it like that, right? But specifically when I compare these two, the main difference is that when there's children involved, when you look at kids and the mother of these children is ruining the lives of the children through TikTok by her own accord after losing a father, it's like a 2x multiplier on the crime. It really is. I mean, because you have FouseyTube, who's just like, oh, Fousey's cringe. But everyone calling Ash Trevino cringe, it's like, yeah, she's going to bear the brunt of that. But every person who carries her last name and has to go to school or wherever I don't know if they're in school or in police custody or what that even looks like, they have to be reminded almost constantly that their own mother is like ruining her life. It's a sick fucking world, man.
It could be quite difficult. Again, we don't know the full extent of their relationship, but
I wonder if they bully her daughters at school. I mean, there's definitely at least like one person. This is how fucked it's gonna get. Like, one of her classmates is an active chatter in Ash Trevino's TikTok live, sending roses to humiliate her. Doesn't even matter if they bully the daughters at school. If they're bullying the mom out of school, it's like just as bad.
Probably for the daughters. I'm going to do my absolute best to try to redact her daughters' names and images through this. I know people share their stuff all the time and they're very active on social media, but we're just going to like, you know.
Their dad passing away. I took them to go visit their dad today and broke down. She broke down and she was like, I miss my dad. Again, I thanked him for giving me my two beautiful daughters, because without them, I wouldn't be where I'm at today.
Now, it's clear from Ash's Instagram that her relationship, marriage, and subsequent divorce was incredibly impactful for Ash, and it's unclear ultimately what led to the divorce, but she does make claims that Izzy cheated. But at this point, 2016, Ash is 27 years old and had been with Izzy, or at least known Izzy, since she was 13 years old. So when she got divorced, I can only imagine how much, her world may have bottomed out. I just like to explore some broader, more nuanced ideas around stories as we're
Okay, so that's basically it for the who is she part. I made this point when I was talking about Joshua Block, and I'll reiterate it here just for the sake of fairness. You, at a certain point, have to understand, as much as you want to hold somebody accountable, and as accountable as you can hold them, they always should be accountable for their own actions at the end of the day. If you kill someone, if you take the life of another person in cold blood, like, you need to be held in jail for maximum sentencing, right? Like, that's how that works. I don't care if you were tormented as a child or what led up to this decision. It's a decision that you, with a conscience, made. With that being said, there are obvious common denominators in certain circumstances of bad decisions. And not like I spent $50 on a Valorant skin bad decision, like Ash Trevino, Joshua Block bad decisions, right? It's very rarely the case where we look at one of these people who's spiraling on social media and something really bad didn't happen. So it's like, it's almost interesting as a thought experiment to look at the history and then change some of the inputs and think like, where would we be now? Because it's like, worst excuse I've ever heard. He/she might have something going on at home, worst excuse I've heard. Yeah, I mean, like, obviously, I think there's a difference between excusing something, because I'm not excusing anything, right? I would never excuse a bad decision to a certain extent. Like, you can't excuse it, right? But it's understanding like the common denominator and looking at that and then realizing that people are ultimately going to almost always be a product of their environment. You get what I'm saying? It's like, anyone who's gonna, nobody can say that if they were in her shoes, that they would have done anything different. That's sort of my point. With that being said, it's unacceptable, can't happen. But understanding the underlying circumstances is always important. That's it. I love this stream. Hey, thanks, man. And not to go full therapy mode, but I mean, it's just like, it's almost every single time there's like some common denominator. There's some factor that is just, it's always there.
Like getting to understand what is happening here.
I asked God about my plans that I had in the future.
If digging into criminality is just passed off as excuses, then we will never understand criminals. There you go. I mean, yeah, literally, right? 100%. 100%. Like, think about how many times there's been school shooters and people are like, there were signs. It's like, okay, well, yeah, there were signs. Like, there were signs? Yeah, you would be surprised how many problems a bad childhood can create.
They weren't for me, let something happen. And as sad as it sounds, you guys, like, my kid's father ended up passing. That opened up my eyes even more that the kids need me.
But back to it, I have a question. What do you do when your trust has been broken? Like your self-esteem, maybe railroaded, and you're single for the first time since you were literally 13 years old? If your answer was something like, well, you start dating in...
I feel like, this is a hot take, I don't know if having the same girlfriend from 13 to marriage is a good thing. Like, it sounds good. Like, it sounds like you're just committed to someone for a long time. But I almost feel like it's not. It's almost. I don't know. Like, the odds of you being remotely the same person from 13 to 15 and then from 15 to 18 is like what, 20%? You maybe have the same fundamentals, but puberty, when you're shot, like when the hormones start shooting up, your hippocampus is activated, all of these brain activities begin. It's not even like your brain is operating, your software is updated, right? You have the same hardware, your software is updating, and it's like your software is updating, and then that person's software is updating, and it's like you stay together out of, I honestly think, just convenience. I just think it's convenience, not a hot take. I mean, because here's the thing, it's like I'm not saying just leave someone because you're going through puberty, but it's like I feel like don't not leave somebody just because you've been with them since infancy. You know, like that's just kind of a like sunken cost, right? I don't know. Maybe they had a great relationship for the longest time, but no way of knowing.
Mates, of course. Do I have a story for you? Brace yourself.
I definitely think people need to explore options. I mean, I think especially when you're like, what, 13 years old? Like they're dating prepubescent. I don't know.
Things are about to get a lot more intense. Enter Isaiah Flaco Gonzalez.
Okay, inmate hopper. So she's
in August
just
of
fucking a bunch of
Ash
literal
announces that
prison
she
mates.
is engaged. Her fiance is named Isaiah Flaco.
Are you fucking kidding me? Really? Y'all, I can't wait to marry this handsome guy. He's my world. I mean, what did he do? We're saying he murdered someone.
Gonzalez, and they are in love, and she couldn't be happier. Oh, and he is incarcerated.
Yeah, that's why they call me the inmate hopper. You like them felons?
How is this person
yeah, I
real?
mean, I've been with them up until this.
I mean, is this something that you really want to lean into? Like, even if it's like how it actually is, like I'm sure, like, isn't there like a little bit of like, like guilt? Like, is like a little bit of shame? Like, I don't want to be known as the homie hopper or the inmate hopper. Like, even if you date a fucking guy who's in prison, like, that's not, it's worse to call yourself the inmate hopper. By far. Because you could be in prison for some white collar bullshit. You know, like the jumpsuit looks pretty bad, but, you know, case by case. But then you call yourself the inmate hopper, and it's like, okay, any plausible deniability just gets thrown out the window.
This year.
I have a few questions. Let's read what Ash has to say. Quote, people are going to judge us, but like we say, screw what y'all think. I have been here for him and plan on to continue that through this journey God has given us. Yes, he is away from me, but these years will go by so fast and can't wait to become Mrs. Gonzalez. If you don't like us being together, then feel free to delete me, but he wanted me to let everyone know he is mine and I am his. Okay. When I look at that, I don't really think that answered any of my questions. But, you know, maybe the comments.
It's a very, like, non-response, but that's fine. I mean, like,
bury the prison guy. Like, why? Or how? Or what?
Yeah, I guess how is a better question. Like, how do you even end up marrying a prison mate? Like, how do you meet? Is there, like, prison Tinder? How do you, like, does she just go window shopping? Like, does she just go into the penitentiary and is like, no. Ooh, what did he do? Murder. Okay, I'll take it. Like, is that what it is? Is like, how do you even like? He had to be on like probation, right?
Even his life. So Big Mama
Like ankle monitor?
888, aka Christy Gonzalez, Isaiah's mother, says, quote, "You couldn't have chosen a more handsome man. Congratulations to the both of you. Whatever makes my Flacco happy, then I'm happy as well. Just in case though, don't act up so you don't get snatched up. Don't hurt my Flacco girl. LOL, congratulations again." Oh, bloody hell. Don't act up so you don't get snatched up.
Literally, the mother threatening violates. Don't act up or my inmate son will fucking kill you. Capiche?
Sage advice from your
Low-key good, like W mom. Like that's ride or die right there. Like that's called being there for your son through thick and thin. Dude, like that's supportive mother. Like, you know how many moms are like, you didn't get you got 95% on your test, not 100, like you're kicked out, you're sleeping on the porch. You got this fucking mom like, yeah, you know what? He did murder someone. But you gonna treat him right, or you're gonna get snatched up. Nobody wants to get snatched up. If you want a reference of what that looks like, take a look at his police record. Read the court documents. Why was he convicted and sentenced? That's what being snatched up looks like. People keep saying that you can't use evolution as a reason, but this screams a woman choosing any guy she perceives as physically strong or dominant, even when they're obviously tainted goods. Interesting. I'm gonna disagree. I don't think it's evolutionary. I just think that it has to do with like the circumstances from like 10 to 20 years old. Like I would say that's what it is. I don't think it's evolutionary because he's not even that physically fit. Like shooting someone with a gun is not like I don't think so.
Your mother-in-law of a man who is literally in prison. Big Mama, Big Mama.
I want to make sure because I keep saying it. Like someone in chat said he murdered someone. I'm kind of just saying that. I'm going with it. It could not be true. Like if it's wrong, then it's wrong, right? I'm just going with what someone in chat said. Like, I'm going with it. Okay, could be fucking false, and in that case, you know, I mean, he's still in prison. Like everything I'm saying is as if he's in prison for anything. Frankly, murder is particularly bad, so you know the M word does matter.
And comments.
It could have been ethical murder, to be honest. Like, well, yeah, it could have been ethical murder. I mean, like, it could have not been ethical murder. Like.
Wait a minute, how much older than my baby are you exactly? LOL. To which Ash responds, LOL, 6 years older. So just remember that, kids. We'll come back to that later. But for now, Ash is loving the title of prison wife. You know, almost like a military spouse, badge of honor type thing. Only Isaiah isn't serving the country. He's serving time.
Right.
Now, on September 14th, 2019, Ash, the dutiful prison wife, visits Isaiah, and wow, where to even...
Had a great visit with my husband today. It's always hard leaving that place without him, but one day he'll be home with us. I can already see it. Well, at least you know he's not going to cheat, right? I mean, that's a good thing. Who's he going to cheat with, did he? I mean, there's just no one there to cheat on you with. That's a good thing.
Begin.
Are they... Is he behind a glass pane? Oh yeah, he literally is. Wow. They can't even touch.
You know, the hearts, the glass, her in black and him in white, the guard in the background, the photo of a printed photo, the layers of this composition. It's like the new American Gothic. If American Gothic was a study of the prison industrial complex in the age of Instagram. And then a week later, on September 21st, 2019, they had a 4-hour visit. Now, if I'm understanding...
It's the longest visit they've had. Wow, they got to touch this time. Y'all, God is amazing. I finally got a 4-hour contact visit with my handsome husband. We finally got to hug, kiss, and hold hands the whole time. I think we both fell in love with each other a lot more. We both needed this visit. Wow. I mean, that's how it all starts, you know? You gotta cop a feel, see if you like it, you know? If you break it, you buy it sort of thing. Ugh. Amazing. Well, he doesn't look like he doesn't look like he would hurt a fly. He doesn't. The height diff is wild. What is she, like 4'1"? I mean, she still towers over Kai Cenat, though, so...
Correctly, this was the first time that they were able to like physically touch each other. It's around 5 or 6 weeks since Ash announced their engagement at this point. So of course, it's the perfect time to introduce him to her daughters.
Oh,
no,
fuck.
It's not.
I try to go see him every weekend. I do. I get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and I will head to go visit him. So I will take y'all along as the videos come for visitations as well. And then I will also, you know, tell y'all more details on everything once, you know, I start uploading a little more.
On October 27th, 2019, a little more than 2 months after going public with Isaiah, Ash brought her daughters to the prison to see Isaiah. Only she doesn't refer to him as...
I think regardless of if this is the man you're going to marry, you do not bring your children to a penitentiary. Is that a hot take? I don't even care if their dad's there. You just don't take them there. Even if they're seeing dad, like, they want to see daddy, don't bring them to a federal prison. Like, that's not a good trade-off. The upside is, like, you get to see dad. The downside is you get to see someone fucking kill themselves. Editors censor that. We can't have that in the VOD. The downside is you get to see somebody, I don't know, slip and fall or do criminal shit. I mean, it's just a bad idea. Like, what can't you see in a prison? Do we need to go down the laundry list? What? I mean, it's not sunshine and rainbows. It's not a McDonald's playpen. How about you go get McDonald's, you take them there, you drop them off back home, they eat the McDonald's with the babysitter or something, you go see your husband, your boo thang, and then you come back, the kids they're full, you watch cartoons, you tell them daddy misses you, and that's it. That's really it. I don't think it's that crazy, and I don't think it's gonna, like, the psychological damage that you think you're going to impose on them by them not seeing their father is far less than the damage they're going to get from seeing in prison. Or, like, seeing a prison. Like, it's yeah.
As Isaiah, she says he's their daddy. Again, with the hearts. Very, very on brand, Ash. Now, it's unclear if this is the girl's first time meeting Isaiah.
I mean, like, yeah, they have, like, the room with the glass and the phone, but it's like...
But considering how fast that was, I certainly hope that it was their first time. As Ethereal Nails 303 says in the comments, this is not their daddy.
Well, that's also true.
But nevertheless,
how did I fucking forget that? Yeah, that's not even their biological father, just some random guy to them.
regardless of anyone thinking that it might be a little early to bring your young children to prison to visit a man behind glass and call him their daddy, Ash continues to visit with and without her daughters. And for Christmas, Ash gets quite...
I mean, you know, to be completely fair, like, if you're the guy, like, this kind of does make sense. Considering how long your sentence is, like, you might be getting bored. Like, a little love to spice things up. Like, I mean, I get it. Also, they're not fucking kidding about prison barbers. Like, oh my god, this guy got actually, like, a pretty clean fade. This is a skin fade, and the beard got, like, fully lined up. Like, that's actually pretty impressive. A lot of people, they talk about learning how to cut hair in prison, and this shit's no joke. I mean, shit's clean. Shit's clean.
The romantic gift, a wedding ring.
Merry Christmas to me. I love it. It's just a little big, but I love it.
Now, currently, I think my favorite part about that post is the one singular comment on it, which says, and I quote, "It being fake, LOL." Yeah, so on January 4th, 2020, Ash says she had the best visit ever with Isaiah. Quote, "I love how he loves me, and knowing he has never loved anyone else like this is amazing." This trend of Ash propping herself up as the #1 woman, the queen bee in a man's life, is one that we're going to see a lot of in this story, and maybe supports the theory that we discussed earlier, where maybe, I don't know, maybe speculation, she might have had some potential insecurities or maybe even trauma from her having a child as a teen, her past divorce, the alleged...
It's possible that she was trying to fill in the gaps, like replace the husband, replace that empty slot of a father figure as quick as possible, so that the kids were to have at least some sort of role model for their developmental years. She just so happened to pick an inmate. It is what it is, man. Well, sometimes you get the bad toy from McDonald's.
Infidelity and the haters. And so a week after that post, literally just 6 days from posting about how much in love they are, remember, he is the greatest love that he's ever had, according to her, on January 10th, 2020, it seemed like there was trouble in prison. I'm sorry, I mean paradise. Quote, "I have went to visit for 20 weekends straight, not missing one since I got put on the visitation list since August 24/19. But this weekend I'm not going because I choose not to. Some things change and I honestly don't know if we will come back from this. Oh, it's hard when you're not at fault, but I'm gonna continue to do what's needed of me and be the best mom I can be for," and then names her daughters. Well, how mysterious. What could she be referring to? Did Isaiah do something? Did she realize he might not be the most solid choice of a partner for her? But I guess things must have been smoothed over, because on January 25th, 2020, Ash posts something that looks like some sort of repost from a prison newsletter or something that features Isaiah.
Oh no.
Isaiah.
Oh,
Let's read, shall we? Second look
He was given a 45-year sentence at 16 years old. Over the past 10 years, he has earned his GED, OSHA Electrical Level 1, Construction Craft Skills, Construction Site Safety Corps, all level certifications. And in that period, he's also gotten married and become a wonderful stepdad to 2 beautiful daughters. He loves spending every weekend with his family during visitation at All Red Unit. He is involved in working as a supply clerk. Isaiah is also a talented artist who wants to continue his craft by opening his own business once he returns to the free world. Isaiah plans on pursuing additional collegiate degrees. Isaiah believes that God will bring him home sooner than his release date. Isaiah is ready for the day that he can be given a second look.
Did this guy do? Sorry. Okay, let's keep reading.
So what do you do?
Over the past 10 years, gotten like, or God, he can be convenient. The whole got married and has stepdaughters thing because he wants a second look.
Right.
On one side, good for Isaiah for getting all those certifications, but a 45-year sentence as a minor.
Yeah, I mean that's how you kill. That's like when you kill someone, right?
I ask again, what the hell is this guy?
Can't you get to the point? I mean,
for why would a minor?
Yeah, well, I mean, is it about to be murder?
So according to stake documents, when Isaiah was 16, he and his friends planned an armed robbery of an Exxon employee, Mohammed Hashemi, who was
willing to bet Muhammad is not with us anymore.
Is taking cash from the gas station to the bank. So Isaiah and one other person rushed Muhammad's car, pulling pew-pews on him, forcing him to stop his vehicle. The other gunman immediately shot Muhammad, killing.
So murder. Second degree?
Him. Isaiah then drove Muhammad's van to a second location where he and his friends essentially burned it. After stealing Muhammad's life and dumping his body, they stole the money to buy, the white stuff, get tattoos, and go gambling, and proceeded to brag about the robbery and taking Muhammad's life. Now, ultimately, quote, Gonzalez, a juvenile at the time of the offense, was given a plea bargain of 45 years in prison for
Yeah. So, yeah.
The murder and robbery,
I mean,
and 20 years in prison for arson in exchange for his truthful testimony at trial. So, yeah. Really bad. Really puts a new perspective on his mother, Big Mama's words to Ash. You remember what she said? You couldn't have chosen a...
She also backs the blue, so I don't know. I don't know if it's very back the blue of you to get an intimate. They're kind of at odds with each other, but maybe that's opposites attract. It's something like that, It's the dark and the light coalescing in a beautiful, poetic display. You couldn't have chosen a more handsome man. Congratulations to the both of you. Whatever makes my Flacco happy. Don't act up so you don't get snatched up. Don't get snatched up. Do not get snatched up. Do not be in a car and don't get shot. I mean, fucking hell, man. This is so dark. I mean, this is just so fucking gruesome. Like whatever. Like, this is insane. I mean, this is insane. Like, your son... Your son did that. I mean, like, what the fuck? 16 is old enough to know how vicious and despicable that is? I mean, yeah. I mean, like, seriously? Jesus, dude. Like, when I was 16, I was playing Counter-Strike and Overwatch, and I still do both of those things. But, never along that trajectory, no matter how, stir-crazy COVID made me, was there even a thought of pulling an armed robbery on some guy for gas money? Like, or like, what, like a few bucks? A few bucks. Damn. It's so fucking insane.
More handsome man. Just in case, though, don't act up so you don't get snatched up. LOL, congratulations again. Ha ha ha, LOL, don't get snatched up, girl. So my next question to Ash is, where the hell did she even find this guy?
Yes.
And what are we doing with the daughters?
Right.
I just wanted y'all to basically get to know who I was.
Okay, this is not my prediction, but it would be insane, like literally batshit insane, if the victim was somehow tied to her in any way.
Like I said,
any way, like local or anything.
I have 2 little girls, and they are my world, and he accepts them, which is really good. And I know a lot of people have, their opinions about it. You shouldn't bring your kids. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. But you know what? If I didn't think he was good,
let me guess. Like, it's just haters or something, and we're to like just trust your judgment.
Trust me, I wouldn't have my kids around that.
Right? Yeah. Trust me. Yeah. Trust me. I'm a good mom.
Well, it turns out Ash, they've known each other a long time. Remember that comment Isaiah's mom left asking Ash about their age gap? In 2020, Ash is 30 and Isaiah is 24. But at one point, Ash was 18.
She's like a 4 dude could do better. He's in like an all-male penitentiary. Like, what do you want him to do? Like, no internet, no dating, no sex. Like, you have no choice. Like, you have to jerk off to distant memories. Like, that's all you get to do. If a fucking 4 slides in, like, that's a 10. You know what they say about like bars? Like a 10 at 2 is a 2 at 10 is a 10 at 2. It's all circumstantial. When you haven't seen a woman since like 16 years old, like, of course, you're gonna be fucking salivating.
And Isaiah was 12. Hold up. Okay, so you're telling me that
The victim's daughter actually went on live with her dad. Wait, whoa. I gotta read this. The victim's daughter actually went live with her and Ash and said that Muhammad deserved it? Ash said that? Is that what she said? Oh, Ash said that. Holy fuck. What a psychopath.
Ash has known Isaiah since he was a child.
And she has the audacity to talk about, like, trust me, I only want the best for my kids. Yeah, fucking right you do. Like, what? I want the best for my kids. By the way, the innocent man who was robbed and killed by my husband, he deserved it. What a fucking psycho. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, bro. Batshit. Like, literally just batshit crazy. Just batshit crazy, bro.
And like this caption says, he's been part of her life since then. So let's just play devil's advocate for a moment, okay? We do the perspective thing. We always do this to make sure we're trying to look at all
Soy face for the thumbnail? Alright, let's do this.
sides and not feed the echo chambers, okay? That's what we do here. If the genders were reversed in this situation, if Ash was a man who was marrying a woman that he had met when she was just a child, would that not scream creepy? The math ain't math in here entirely for me. People are like, at all. Now,
I mean, it is bad at the same time, like, comparatively, that is, like, the best thing she's done. Like by comparison, that's like crossing the street on a fucking stop sign. Like it's just like jaywalking or not tipping at a restaurant.
Forward really quick in time to 2024, because Ash posts a video where she details the timeline of her and Isaiah's relationship.
He was a family friend. His family always has been friends, okay? They literally, I met him when he was 9, yes. I met him when he was 9. They started going to our church when he was 9, okay? Mind you, I'm 6 years older than him. I was with my kid's dad already. I've been with my kid's dad since the age of 13 till I was 26, okay? I did not have nothing to do with Isaiah until he was 24, okay? Me and Isaiah did not get together until he was 24. He's always been in my life since he was 9, when they started going to our church. Me and him never talked that way or anything.
So they met when Isaiah was 9, but she says it was just sort of, you know, like loosely in the neighborhood. So, you know, kids like meeting kids, like whatever. But she maintains that her parents and his parents were family friends, but her exchanges with Christy in the comments of her Instagram make it seem like they don't really know each other at all.
Right.
That's not the case, because we were together when he was 24 and he was in prison. I married him in the prison. I was 30. I knew of him because they came to our church when he was 9. I was 15. We didn't do nothing. We had no kind of communication like that or nothing. He wasn't there. He was already in the streets, okay, doing the stuff and he shouldn't have been doing. When he got locked up, I cried because he was only 15.
What do y'all think? What do y'all think so far? Are you
Like
buying it?
what?
Is Ash just being a concerned neighborhood acquaintance?
I'm gonna go ahead and just guess, and this is just a guess, so don't hate me. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I mean, I've already gotten the spoilers, so I guess I'm like totally jaded, and like everything is just like no benefit of the doubt. So I'm gonna say no, but at the same time, like I can't just perma be like, oh, you know, wrong. I mean, at the same time, I am gonna expect the worst, just like with how things are.
Crying and genuinely affected by his arrest because he was so young at the time? Or is this all a load of home-baked bullshitery?
Well, me and one of his friends,
Maybe home
with his
made.
mom's permission, went to go visit him.
Probably, if I had to guess.
And I left the kids with my parents. And we went to go visit him. And it was behind the TV because you had to pick up a phone and it was a screen. And so I was just like, hey, how are you doing? You know, and he's like, I'm good. He's like, I want to write you. I said, okay, well, here's my parents' address.
Right.
He wrote me to my parents' house. I still have the letters to this day.
Okay, so we finally get some insight into how their relationship
Should
started.
I stop spoiling? I mean, it's helpful. Like, I'll put it like that.
And this was in 2010. And so then I stopped communicating with him. And 2019.
It seems like Ash was the one who took it upon herself to visit him. And did you catch that little timeline slip sound like a slip. She first says that she went to visit and they started writing in 2010 and then corrects herself and says 2019. 2010 was the year that he took Muhammad Hashimi's life. He literally took his life.
Right,
so the questions being asked amongst the internet, did Ash slip up here and admit that she had been communicating with Isaiah since he was first arrested at 15 years old?
Probably a Freudian slip. I can't imagine this person's awfully good at keeping the record straight.
Old before he was even sentenced while she was still married? Or was this just an honest mistake?
So I write on JK, and he writes me through a handwritten snail letter. And that's when we start writing from March until August. Then in August, I put my phone on so he can call me. And then he calls me. And I'm like, hey, I missed you, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, I missed you too. And then that's whenever I said, hey, I want to get your name tatted on me. And he's like, well, why don't you do it legit and just
So they just knew each other forever.
take my full last name.
Wait, hang on, okay. Okay, so from March to August, they're writing letters. Then in August, they're talking on the phone and Ash says she wants to get his name tattooed. So I guess we've seen that before from her.
And I said, what? And he's like, yeah, why don't you marry me? And I said, we just reconnected. He's like, Ashley, I love you, I want to marry you. And I was like, okay.
But then he proposes, and I don't know, maybe prison romance is like The Bachelor, where it doesn't feel like the real world and timelines don't matter. But when Ash says, wait, we just reconnected from what? From when? Like, I thought you didn't really know him. Whatever the case, the two ended up together, and she continues and doubles down on basically everything.
Right.
So then we started the wedding process. So yes, me and him got married in 2019. He was 24 and I was 30. I have a marriage license and it states that in the back. Right now he's 29. I'm 35.
Okay, bro. So that's the inmate hopper. Love and lockup. I don't know. I mean, we're gonna have to skip through this, bro. When does... Okay, so... She's in the relationship. Is this her new man?
Why is he in the back seat? And why is she picking him up? Wouldn't you want to have a big romantic moment that isn't live streamed? Why am I asking logical questions for totally illogical people? Holy shit, okay? I keep trying to do the critical thinking, but my gosh, maybe just more critical and less thinking at this point.
I put the blanket all over her. I just wanted to see that. If I seen anything else, it wasn't gonna work out. You know what I'm saying?
But don't worry.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, I'm really trying. It's getting to a point. Your boy may need a TLDR. Like, I'm actually trying so hard. Like, okay, so she has a new man at this point. Okay, then she starts streaming on TikTok at some point. Now, can someone help me here? Does she get rid of that guy that she put her kids around and she had him call her dad? Had them call him dad
to determine where that line is drawn.
So she's just like makes horrible decisions, goes live, and it's just like worse.
The amount of hate and trolling she gets must absolutely take a toll on her and would be incredibly difficult for anyone to navigate. But at the same time, for her to say that the audience only knows her based on what they see and not reality, honey, aren't you the one putting out what you want them to see and you're doing it for endless hours a day? It's not like you're getting a bad edit from a reality show producer. You are live streaming yourself all the time and you're streaming your kids unedited. Like, if that's not reality, then I have to ask, are you being fake in everything that you post for all of these hours?
She's also got this 92-year-old kid. I can't even read that, but apparently her kid has allegations as well.
Today, because that seems like that would be exhausting.
According to my chat, that's just like... Okay, so she's live. It's getting cancer.
You're growing up, so that's why she kind of...
So is she just talking about her kids on live? CPS gets called, obviously. Santos, is this like her new man?
Fired? Yes. For what? The trolls from TikTok literally sent my owner a video of me showing my nip. Yeah.
Oh, she got with this kid, not her kid. Okay, yeah, nice. So she got with a 19-year-old.
Yes, so they fired.
I literally cannot stomach the rest of this. Like, it's just so bad. Like, okay, I mean, that's Ash Trevino, and just the tip of the iceberg, frankly. I just cannot get through all this. But, yeah, what a shit show, man. What a shit show.